So at the meeting of the Incels Club, he brings in, they both bring in their girlfriends. I'm like, it's like looking into a mirror. We both have 90 Day Fiancés. Both of these two had to look elsewhere. Foreigners.
You masturbate for 12 hours straight, just like me.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90 Day Fiancé.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yes, let's love.
I have a hard time approaching women in public, too.
Oh, it's Fred's cute, though.
I like them. I think it's funny that he seems to like Cameron more than Anali.
I do feel like this could be a 90 Day Fiancé subplot.
I think she's so over him.
I said it last, she is so not into him anymore. She is done with this life. She's like, I'm out. Uh-oh, neighbor upstairs, y'all.
She just threw a dart down.
Yeah, just foomp.
A lawn dart.
Foomp. She's, I don't know what, maybe she's building wooden Christmas toys for children.
Nutcrackers.
Yeah, it's just nutcrackers. Have you seen, a Sissy sent us, did you see that video of the Stephen Colbert Show, what they did about the gay nutcrackers?
No.
Because certain news channels have been talking about the gays taking over Christmas because Target has these like LGBT nutcrackers with the trans flag. And so they did a commercial there, coming soon, straight crackers. And it's just a guy dressed up in a lumberjack and he's going, I like nuts, but I'm straight. And he's just cracking nuts in this nutcracker. It's so good.
I think nutcrackers can be anything.
Anything.
I think, remember that it's a toy.
I bought one of those for my neighbor. He had no Christmas decorations. And I said, saw that you thought of this and I bought it for you. He loved it.
You just bought. I have a problem with this.
This is reality, gays.
What if he didn't celebrate Christmas?
He does. I know he does. We talked about it.
But you just bought him something and said, here, put this next to my door?
He's my gay neighbor across the street, and he's young, and I'm like, I thought we were friends.
Is he cute?
And I'm not going to answer that question because I don't want you to dig deeper. Yes. He used to model.
Why have you been hiding him from me?
Because you can't ruin my neighbor. He's my friend now. And
across the way or above you?
I'm not going to tell you. And I'm like, I thought we were friends. And
if we banged, could you hear it? If he and I banged?
No.
I'm not interested. Hey, turn on Timey. Timey, I actually had to buy a replacement for Timey soon. Timey may be on his last legs.
Timey 2 is waiting in the wings with a pearl necklace.
I bought a Timey 2, and we may have to send Timey 1 into the West. Like Nicole Jr.
Like Nicole Jr.
Send him off on a funeral pyre. He has been so helpful.
He has.
We wouldn't be able to do it out with. I literally did buy the exact same timer.
You did.
Because I felt like I was cheating on Timey, and I would be dishonoring Timey's memory if I bought a different kind.
It is the exact
same
kind.
It's the exact same timer.
So, I don't know. That's good since this one didn't. Well, Timey's been around, what, a couple of years?
Timey's been around about 2 years. And as much as we use Timey.
I can't believe you spent another $7 on that.
It was $7.
Yeah, I know. I bought the first one.
And of course, I looked around at cheaper models.
I know you did.
I'm like, what can I get for $4?
Just sand. Just sand in an hourglass.
This is 90 Day Fiancé Reality Gaze. This is
Reality
season 10, episode 11. For richer or for poorer. And the names don't really mean anything.
They don't. They didn't try hard with the names.
I think, well, it's obviously the textbook wedding vows. Yeah, but
I don't know. I feel like it's easy. It's not anything like what they're doing on Love After Lockup or Smothered, which...
it premiered, y'all.
It was so good. We've had so many comments on Patreon of people glad it's back.
I feel like Smothered had a fan base that we didn't know about.
I agree.
I think this season is different than season 4 was bad.
It was bad. Yeah, I don't think y'all need to watch season 4. Just watch. We've never watched season 1.
I watched most of season 1. It was okay.
We could go one day, maybe when we finish on, we'll go back and recap it. Well, I don't know. It's only like 6 episodes.
Something like that. Season 2 was unmissable television.
It was must-see TV.
I think that's a better way to say it. Did you just come up with that?
I just came up with it. Yeah.
Just come up with that epithet. I like
that some executive...
It's got a ring to it. It's got a ring.
Some executive at NBC had the best day ever. Came home and said, honey, I nailed it today. Must see TV. I just got a raise.
And she's like, sure, want some Crystal Pepsi? Because that was the time it came.
True. Crystal Pepsi was stupid. It was just clear Pepsi, and it tasted weird.
There are people who were born in 1995 who would not believe us that Crystal Pepsi existed.
No, they would not believe New Coke either.
That's true.
Remember that? People were in an uproar.
New Coke was awful.
I don't remember it.
Is the show just going to be about us talking about things we remember?
Mm-hmm.
That's very Gen X.
I went to the orthodontist today. He changed my wire and said things might be taking a little longer. So I don't know when I'm going to get these off. I could be on tour with them because we're going to announce tour dates at the end of January, and maybe I'll have this for 3 more years.
The first 4 rows are going to need a splash zone. Bring a poncho, y'all. If you're in the front. Gross.
I hope I don't get anything in my brackets on stage. I'll have to clean it.
I noticed them more, and
boy, she's really building toys up there.
And I've asked her not to wear her shoes in the house. And she said she would, but her house shoes look like clogs.
Yeah, they are. Mm-hmm.
A couple of announcements before we get started. The first thing is, we've said this before, and we always take this off. So those of you who've listened to us for a while know this. We won't be producing content between Christmas and New Year's.
Nope.
We are always kind of off, mostly because we're traveling, and that's kind of we take kind of 1 week off, and the podcast takes 1 week off in the summer and 1 week off in the winter.
Yeah.
Not for our vacations where one of us stands and holds down the fort.
Boy, I can't wait till you do it next year. Can't wait.
And I'll be gone for like 14 days.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
I'll
do it.
But for me, I like to bank a bunch of stuff before I leave. But that's just me.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to work double time.
One of my worst qualities is that I work too hard.
You're a perfectionist.
As I was saying,
don't know when to quit.
We're going to be off from the 25th through the kind of basically the 25th through the 31st.
31st, yeah. And we won't cover. We might do Smothered. We'll probably do Smothered, but we won't be covering. No, there won't be a 90 Day that airs that week.
Let me finish this. This. There will be no 90 Day that airs that week. Mm-hmm. We will be doing Love After Lockup and Smothered when we come back. It's already scheduled.
We normally, though, don't we normally just catch up with those shows?
No, not RG Plus shows.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So any...
Let me...
Well, Whatever.
No, I'm saying things and you're making it confusing.
You didn't tell me. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's already in the
now.
schedule.
Well, I don't read 3 months ahead.
I wish
I'm
you
busy.
would. I'm busy too, making our schedules.
Yeah.
So that'll be when we are, but you will be getting probably some. That'll be when the Krappens crossover.
Yeah, you'll be getting
dropping.
stuff, and there won't be. This coincides with what you're saying.
Oh no, Timey is freaking out. It's not gonna be long, y'all.
It's not going to be long.
Timey's on his deathbed. Get it. Someone get Annie Lennox. Get Annie Lennox
It's
on the
time.
phone.
Bring a hobbit to the stage. But so also, so what they're going to be airing on, and I'll read the synopsis because they sent them to us, people at TLC. But on the 24th, there won't be a 90-day airing.
Are we their PR now?
No, but I'm happy to. They give us
kidding.
So on Sunday the 24th, that's going to be a holiday themed pillow talk. So it's going to be their favorite holiday moments with all the pillow talkers.
No new content.
It'll talk about Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of it. And then on Monday the 25th, it will be Pillow Talks 2023 Top 20, which they'll see the Pillow Talkers.
That is really confusing.
It is. That's Monday the 25th. On Christmas Day, you'll see Pillow Talkers unwrap gifts and roast chestnuts as they watch and comment on the top moments of the 90-day universe from 2023, including The Last Resort and The Family Chantel.
Filmed 4 months ago.
Probably.
When everyone was in Christmas pajamas and they had to
It was
roast
hot.
chestnuts.
It's hot in
When it was
Tampa. Andre's like, hurry, leave. I'm sweating in my ass. And then on Sunday, on New Year's Eve, this is kind of fun. On New Year's Eve, they're doing a countdown to 90 Day The Single Life.
They're going
All
heavy
out.
on this pillow talk.
And the Pillow Talkers will be covering the best clips of the cast from the new season of The Single Life. So if you want to watch sneak peeks of The Single Life, I don't want to be spoiled, but if you want to watch it on New Year's Eve, there you go.
And just for clarification, because I would want this, because none of this is new content. These are recaps and clip shows.
Except for what I just said with the countdown to 90 single, it's the new season. They're showing clips of the season that's
previews.
coming. Previews, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just sneak peeks.
Sneak peeks.
That's what I just said.
Great.
So,
But Monday, New Year's Day, when you're eating your collards and your black-eyed peas, which is what Southern people do.
true.
There is a 2-hour premiere of The Single Life.
Yep, 90 Day Diaries
And
too,
90
coming out,
Day
where
Diaries.
they film it on their phone.
90 Diaries. 90 Diary Days.
I watched the trailer of it, and it was a lot of. The thing is, it's not that the content's bad, because it's like Kara and Guillermo. I was excited to see her pregnant. And then it's like Ari and Benny, and Ari is like crying, going, yeah. But it feels so weird because they're filming it on their phones. It's all filmed on their phones. So it's like, I don't know. I just feels weird.
I've long expunged those people from my life.
There may be some people I want to see, but
Give me the messiest of messes. I don't give a shit about the people who are doing well for themselves.
we hope that you enjoyed our. So this will be our last 90-day show of the year. We hope
It is.
Yes, that's why I announced all that shit. And we hope that you enjoyed our holiday spectacular. I want to apologize for Poodle taking off his pants. Didn't expect that to happen, but I was surprised there was jingle bells in there.
Pardon my red nose.
Yes, but woo! It glowed, that's for sure. It glowed.
It didn't guide the sleigh. It guided something else.
It did.
Guided it in.
Santa now has all your presents and an STI. Yeah. So
and one he's never heard of.
he's like, I don't know what that is. Got to tell Mrs. Claus.
Even the doctors are like, have you been somewhere tropical?
And if you are last minute on gift giving, you can give the gift of gay. You can go to our Supercast link, and you can tell your whoever in your life, or you can just give it to somebody.
Give it to somebody. Give it to yourself, or Well, that you just buy it if you give it yourself.
Nothing wrong with self-care.
But you can give it to. We were saying this before. It's a good Secret Santa gift
Yeah, I like that
for like
idea.
1 month.
$1 month, $8.
Your white elephant gift, and they're like, "Who is this?" And then they say, "Oh, I don't like gay people." And you're like, "Oh, they're not really gay."
No, it's about converting people from gay to monks. That's what you say.
So yeah, give it to someone who you don't think likes gay people.
It's true.
That's your gift to them.
If you're watching our intimate portrait, you see Poodle's tree. It looks pretty.
Which
It's getting ready.
I decided to go topless this year.
I don't blame you.
Topperless.
You got to hang Eliza's ornaments. We'll have to showcase that.
Oh, yeah.
Mine's on my tree. We'll have to put yours
It was
up,
too.
too.
I was trying to figure out. I was trying to brace
It's
it because
heavier.
it's very
You don't
heavy.
want to fall. Okay,
No,
we'll figure it out.
My issue is I was trying to find something and I went, fuck it. I'm going. I looked for something that just flipped everyone off. That's what my naked tree top. The top of my tree is just flipping you the fuck off. Tree topper business.
Well, I don't blame you for that. It kind of is. It's got a middle finger going up.
And I think it's pretty just as is.
I
It's more
respect you.
natural that way.
Sure. Say you're going to eco.
It's more
Eco
natural,
tree.
covered in all types of satin and lights and
And it's a fake plastic tree. Natural. There you go. That's never going to be compostable. Sure. Eco.
It's going to live longer than any of us.
Yep.
That tree.
It'll still be here. When the last glacier sinks and we all drown, it'll
That
be
tree-
floating out
that
on
tree will be
something of ice.
Floating out.
I think that's it. Anything else?
When my ancestors and yours have moved to Earth 4,
Oh,
because we've destroyed this planet.
or been prodded by aliens. That's what I'm hoping.
Tour dates. You will get the If You Can Dream It tour dates coming in January. We're very
End of
excited.
January.
At least by the end of January. Please don't email us. We are working on them now. We've been talking to our tour manager. We're very excited. We can't wait to get out there and talk to y'all. But the If You Can Dream It tour is coming on your face.
And Poodle usually is too.
Yeah, I was a little upset that we didn't get Texas tour dates, and to make sure we can go back to the same place in Dallas. Hopefully, he's still working.
Well, if not, I know a guy in Houston.
I'll find another.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's pressed. I think it's going to
I
work
think
out.
that's it.
Okay, I've decided I enjoy watching Clayton and Anali, and I like it because I think you said this before, but really does feel like old 90 Day Fiancé with them.
Like Devin and Nick. Devin and Nick feels like old.
Which I think we're done.
I think so.
I think we are done, which makes me sad.
They only had like six or seven episodes.
And it makes me sad when you just found that character. You really did. I thought it was some of your best work.
I put on those glasses, and it just, as soon as I put on the glasses, I just felt. I like gold.
I like gold.
I like gold.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. And I think you did really well with the mother. I think that mother lives in you. That
lives
very
in me.
nervous, anxious mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need that wig. Where she's cut up
She
in the
looked
back.
great at the wedding.
Everyone looked great at the wedding.
Can we were talking about Clayton and Anali. We'll talk about the wedding at last.
Yeah.
This is for richer or for poorer, as we said. Clayton and Anali, they're going to SD
32
San Diego.
days to wed. So a little more than a month.
Yeah.
So she's been in that apartment with those guinea pigs and that mom for
like
60 days already. And you can tell she's about to go fucking crazy. She's actually said, I'm escaping this apartment. She's not even pretending like she somewhat likes it.
She's literally like Quasimodo on the top saying out there.
Out there.
She's singing out there.
Except for it's called suffocating. Because she literally says,
She
I'm
even
suffocating.
says suffocating, and then she basically says, see you never, apartment.
See you never, guinea pig. See you never, mom.
They are, and they're kind of talking, and they're like, Cameron, and she was like the shrimp, camaron. And I'm like, that's exactly what it's like.
And now, they're going to talk about this later, but so she's been there for 2 months and they haven't had sex?
things are vague.
Thank you.
Things are very vague. We don't know how many times they've had sex. We know that in the last few episodes, they don't seem to be having sex. But he has not fully said, I have not fucked Anali since she has been in this country. Mm-hmm. He hasn't said that.
Okay.
I'm really getting tired of it, though. It grates on me. It feels coercive. And I know that in a healthy relationship, you should want to have sex with your partner. But honestly, she doesn't feel ready. She hasn't spent a whole lot of time physically with this man. And I think he should fucking let go of that. They don't even know each other. And she's literally in what's probably like a 700 square foot apartment. She feels like she's walking on eggshells the whole goddamn time. She's from a country which has values, probably pretty Catholic reserved values. And I'm over this kind of assumption that she should be fucking him every single day.
So if you were dating someone and they moved over and lived with you in a house and they didn't have sex with you for 2 months, you would be okay with it?
I'd just fuck somebody else. What's the problem?
Right. Sure.
I just
not a problem.
gave you a solution.
So that's what Clayton should do.
Ethical non-monogamy. I think Anali may have a problem with that. But here's what I'm saying. She knows he'll never do it. Because as she says, he's a fucking kitten. Mm-hmm. She's wearing the pants. She has all the power in this relationship.
I do think it's not like they don't know each other, though. If they didn't have sex for 2 months, I think that's weird. I think that means you're not into him.
That I might agree with.
And I would, and honestly, if I was him, I'm not defending the way he acts. He acts like an ass about it.
Then maybe talk to her in a way.
But he doesn't know how to talk to
seriously,
people.
and don't be passive aggressive or say, "Give me a virgin drink because I don't drink alcohol, but really I'm living as a virgin because she won't have sex with me." And the waitress goes, "Why do people talk like this?"
I know.
Why
it
do
doesn't
people
bother
tell me
me as
things
much
like this?
because I don't think he's this bad, gross guy. I just think he's so fucking nerdy and awkward. He doesn't know how to talk to people.
But it bothers her a lot.
It does bother her a lot.
People do not, and he knows that. Mm-hmm. He's doing that to make her uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And almost he's doing it to get back at her.
I wonder, though, if she talked to him, if they've actually sat and had a conversation about their intimacy, like in a non-joking way. And I think that's a bit on both of them. I don't think either of them have talked. He doesn't seem like the type, and she doesn't seem like the type that want to talk about things.
All I know is every time I have to see his soft baby hands caressing that computer mouse, I immediately, my penis turns inside out, and I run for the hills. So I understand why she doesn't want to fuck him. So I think that's where I am with it. I
don't think she's into him. I think 100% she's going to go home.
So
I don't think they're going to get married.
Y'all, we meet Cameron, Clayton's best friend of 13 years. I said BF. I'm like, maybe his boyfriend. And I said, this is like meeting your actual 90-day fiance in a way.
Well, he said that because he said, I'm going to see Cameron. And even Clayton says it's going to be a big heart drop. And I went, well, that was sweet.
And he's like, I don't know what I'm going to say to it.
It was really sweet. It was funny. It was sweet.
So, they're at the marina. They do have they hug and they're at the marina. He's like, we don't even have boats in Kentucky. And Annalie's like, yeah, everywhere in Peru's near the water. We got all this. This is nice, though. I got to say, it's better than being in Closet Mom's and smelling her BO right next to me.
I will say this.
And Baby Pig, having Baby Pig nipping at my leg.
I will say that and we don't even see it, she shades him constantly.
I love it.
And I think she does it in real life. So I think so. I know he is getting a really bad edit with this sex thing, but I don't think she's necessarily kind to him. Either.
Okay, I see your point. But I want to say the way they behave, I think that's her. I think that's how she, even with someone, I'd like to see her with her family.
Well, they don't know one another. They
That's true.
only met on a bang trip when he went there to visit vacation.
I think she's got hard edges.
Yeah.
I think she's like that with her family, with her friends. She's my favorite person on this season.
No, I'm not saying
I thoroughly enjoy her.
but I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with somebody like that.
I agree.
So I just think that what I bring up is that I don't think this is really more of a case that she's not into him. They don't know how to. It's like we were talking about this on Happily Ever After with on our class list with Chantel and Pedro. They were fighting and then they went on a vacation. And they were reminded of
Bang Trip.
Yeah.
She saw a different him when his time in Peru.
And he could have played his cards right and had sex with her in San Diego if he didn't bring it up.
And I think she's still, I agree.
Maybe, unless
I think she's still trying to reconcile the fun vacation Clayton from the baby pig loving closet mom having kind of barfly sister having Clayton she knows now.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's the bottom line. She's trying to wrap her brain around it because this Clayton makes the whole lady area go dry.
Yeah, I don't think she. Yeah. I will be shocked if they get married.
The trailer, the next week on or later on, as they said,
it was a season, teaser.
It shows her packing a suitcase.
Yeah.
Y'all, he gets an Airbnb. This is a nice Airbnb.
It is.
This is a nicer one than we usually have. It's got a backyard, an AstroTurf, and
San Diego's cute. It's a cute city. I don't want to live there. It's got a lot of people call it Man Diego. It has very masculine energy, but. Well, there is a lot of gay porn in San Diego, and with the military and all. Maybe we should go to San Diego.
Have I been with a Man Diego?
Reality Gaze is moving to San Diego, everybody.
But like they said, it's very cold sometimes. It's overcast so much.
I think you ended up going home, or did you have somebody, or was it I remember getting very drunk with Veronica. Did you go out too, or did you go home, or were you?
I went home.
You were fucking somebody, weren't you?
Maybe.
I got so drunk. With Veronica.
I think I was meeting someone later on that night.
I got with Veronica and Sissy Angel.
Yeah, I was meeting someone that night.
Y'all, that's when I found out single life. She wouldn't let me, but that's when Veronica hinted that she had gone to San Diego to meet Jamal.
Veronica, that was on our tour,
and now they're going to be on Single Life.
Veronica was so drunk.
She's
just at the meet and greet, just hugging people like it was her meet and greet. I loved it.
Yeah, it was great. I love her. I'm excited for her on this season.
She was made up like a drag queen.
Yes, and she's good because she won't. I thought if I got her really drunk too, she'd tell me everything. She wouldn't.
Good for her. So y'all, we're meeting Cam and V, his girlfriend, who's from Vietnam. Mm-hmm. It's just like in the playbook.
Why wasn't this talked about? Like you think like they could talk about like a shared story, or something like that. But we don't know. She could have already been here.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't know.
I'm just saying it's an easy assumption to make that both these men met their fiancés online.
Yes.
In an international dating site 100% way.
They did, because they don't meet people.
Yeah.
Although Cameron seems more
incels. They're fun when you don't see them.
I'm kind of for it now. I feel like Cameron was a little more socially adept than Clayton.
Definitely.
Because that's where Clayton he's finally first of all, he asked Cameron to be his best man, and then without a beat, I don't think Cameron still gets out that much because his girlfriend turns to him and says, "Finally, you can wear a suit." because he just wears socks with slide sandals every day.
I feel like Cameron's job is probably online as well.
Oh, 100%.
And they both of them probably spend, I would say, 7 to 8 hours a day playing that game.
Probably.
And so anyway,
which can happen.
In the
You would know a
of-
thing or two about being addicted to games.
What do you mean?
Remember the month we had of Bejeweled whenever we were roommates? You got so into Bejeweled.
I have to get a game and then I have to put it out of my phone because I will play it. Even Candy Crush.
When
I was into Candy Crush, it was a real problem.
And the problem with those games
I
is
spent a lot of money.
You gave them money?
Yeah, because you need more lives.
I've never done that.
How are you going to do it without more lives?
You just wait for like a day for you to get another life back.
How do you do it now? I'm like, it's like Vegas. Hit me. I'm just like pulling the. I'm like pulling the slot machine. Yeah.
And they're bad because you never win the game. It just keeps going forever. And that
I have to delete all games off my phone. It's the devil. It is the devil's work.
shouldn't say that. Sometimes they sponsor us.
But sometimes the devil's good.
Sometimes the devil's good.
What I'm saying is, in the words of V, when they were talking about sex at the table, she went, "Yike."
Yike.
Caitlin and Christina, we're going to use get that screen cap. We're going to use that a lot.
I'm going to use that a lot. Just yike.
Yike.
It's so yeah. We talked about it, but she is like crying at the table or very uncomfortable because it's so inappropriate that he's bringing this up.
It's like he knows this is going to make her the most uncomfortable.
So I'm not trying to be too. I don't know if he does though. I don't know if he doesn't know how to, like, if he's that awkward and not. It's shitty. I'm not defending his behavior, but it just didn't. I don't feel like he's a malicious person. So I wondered if this is like where he's just talking and it's mouth vomit and he's saying what comes to his head and he doesn't know.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that this is evil or malicious. I'm saying this is how some couples treat each other, and this is what probably he's seeing growing up is you needle people you're with.
Well, she needles him,
but it's in a way that you're not. That is true, but he's finding something that is. She's like she keeps saying privato, and privado, which I think is with a D in. So this is not something that's talked about.
No, it shouldn't be talked about at all. It was terrible.
Anyway,
Again,
and she says, "I want to go home." Yike.
And Cameron's like, "Well, I'm concerned about that." And then he goes home and has sex with his girlfriend. He's cute.
What's a duvet?
What?
What's a duvet? A duvet. I don't know what a duvet is. This felt like
take a drink every time they say the word.
This felt like a Cat Williams comedy routine, like he was going to talk about what a duvet was. Why people got a duvet? We got a quilt. I don't know what a duvet is.
I thought it was like a new dance. You can do it if you want to. Duvet. Ooh, get up and do it. Do the duvet. Ooh.
How are you 31 and never heard the word duvet before?
I don't know.
Does he think it's like a really snooty comforter?
I mean, I did when I was younger, like in my 20s. I was like, who has a duvet?
I think he might think that he has quilts around and that those are duvets.
What is interesting to me is that they don't know how to say the word, but if they didn't know how to say the word, why wouldn't they say the T? Why wouldn't they say duvet?
Well, he's repeating her. He's repeating after her.
And maybe that's a British thing. They say duvet.
No, she says duvet.
Oh, I feel like he repeats her and it says...
He says duvet too. No one says duvet.
No. Yeah. But the emphasis of the word is weird. And
Duvet.
She
She says duvet.
So I wonder if that's a British. They don't. Where we say in America, we say duvet, and in French, you would say duvet, right?
Yeah.
I know because you ruined enough of them in France.
This is such a stupid yet representative argument about how they're not. They don't need to be together.
It was. For me, it was classic 90 Day to have people fighting over saying the word wrong.
Well, what this is she says we don't even have a quilt, and the thing about it is, y'all, Los Angeles isn't really cold, but it's cold at night, and you probably need a comforter.
You need a comforter. Yeah, it gets down. Last night got down to 46 degrees,
and
that's cold.
It does feel.
I know because my heater doesn't work right now. My landlord hasn't fixed it.
You don't need a heater right now.
I disagree. I get colder than you. It's cold when I wake up in the morning.
So it was 65 when I woke up this morning. I was quite comfortable.
Good for you. I'm happy for you. That has nothing to do with me.
It's good for the bloodstream.
I don't like it.
So anyway. He says, he's like, you always want something.
You always want. You want a duvet? I got 3 duvets. You didn't even know I had a duvet.
You got all those duvets over there.
I got a duvet. Duvet.
Do, duvet.
Inglewood living. I got a duvet.
And then he just says, well, go get you a duvet then. Pay $1,000 for a duvet.
Or you could go to Home Goods and get one for $19.99.
It's not that cheap, is it?
They want a duvet, not a duvet cover.
A comforter, like a duvet.
It'd be like $50 at least.
Yeah.
Ross has some.
Yeah. But,
and it's really not about the duvet.
Yeah.
It's about that Rob doesn't have a bathroom and he doesn't have the money for it.
It's his feeling. And then, y'all, when she feels bad, she sucks on her emotional support huge water jug.
Huge water jug. The Cray Cray's memes about that were hilarious. Kyle was just relentless about it.
I can't believe like I said, I had a big jug and I forgot it at the last minute. We were wearing it.
Oh, well. Where's it now?
I don't know.
I can't believe you ever bought one of those big jugs of water. I thought you would not like that out of protest. Your personal trainer made you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it say the things on the side like, good job,
yes,
keep going?
It does. Keep going. I put it in my closet. I didn't want it.
Someone needs to make one that says like poodle sayings on the side when you drink water.
You ain't shit. Or who gives a shit? That's a good idea.
Drink water because you're going to die.
Later on, he says this thing. This is so interesting. Because, y'all, the thing about Rob is she could always do something that wouldn't make him in a bad mood. She could always behave in a certain way. There's always something she could have done.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, give me an hour before you go in negative on me. When we wake up. Give me something. Because Rob is a fragile flower.
He is a fragile flower.
And you give me an hour before you talk to me, especially if you're needing something. Like a bathroom or fidelity.
It was just a terrible it's a terrible way to say. I understand it, but
did you hear him say? She said something like, "Well, I'm sorry, I was talking to you like that. I guess if you don't want to do that." And he's like, "Okay, I'll take that apology, and I'll apologize to you like that from now on for everything that I do."
I mean, she apologized to him shitty.
I know,
but that was even shittier that he said that. They're very petty.
Anyway, and then he has this, y'all, the martyrdom he has in the moment. He's like, you know those husbands who don't talk, they just stare. He's like, maybe I'll be one of those if I stick with Sophie. Can you imagine me just censoring myself all the time because I don't talk? No, because no one wants to hear my opinions or all of the things I have to say.
Welcome to the world of being a woman.
What
half
a
the time.
special boy you must be.
I know.
Fuck you. I despise him. I
Pretty gross.
absolutely despise him.
He's not great.
He may be one of the biggest douches we've ever had.
He's pretty douchey, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say douchier than Jabri.
You know what? Yes. And at least Jabri was comical and we could laugh at him.
Jabri also, actually, he was an idiot half the time, but he was kinder.
Yes. This guy is joyless. He's an energy vampire. He's going to needle her. He's going to make her feel shitty about herself till she feels just as shitty as he feels about himself.
Well,
it's awful.
I think that's true, but I also think, and we'll talk about this later, it's interesting what happened later because we'll get to it, but I think I kind of saw her as, and I'll talk about it when we get to the Cupid's closet, but I think she's a self-sabotager too.
I would agree with that.
For sure, and I have my reasons. But first, let's talk about the Santa Monica Brewery. I love this brewery, by the way. It's a fun brewery.
I don't know it.
They've got good beer.
I don't like breweries.
Brewers. So, Sophie...
we're going to go to a brewery.
Why don't you like a brewery? You don't love beer.
You know why?
You don't love wine. You want a distillery. You like vodka.
There are too many. I can get alcohol. I can get anything I want at a brewery. You know why I don't like it?
Why?
There are too many choices. I don't like a menu or anything where it's like page after page after page. I get overwhelmed. And
What
then,
kind of breweries have you been? BJ's is not a real brewery.
No, at a brewery, there's too many options.
There's a lot of beers. There's like 20 beers. That's too much for you?
No, there are more than 20. There's more than that.
I like it.
I don't like a lot of options. Weirdly, in my grinder grid, I love a lot of options.
You love a lot of options, but I understand that.
But when presented with something...
I realize you're that way at restaurants. You hate it when a menu's too big, too much food.
I love a small menu.
Yeah.
I love a menu with like under apps, 5 things. Under first courses, 5 things.
Yeah,
Tops.
You sure dated that guy from the Cheesecake Factory long enough, though, didn't you? For that
was only for free food. I will forego a big menu for free food. Not discounted food, free. I want everyone to think about what they would do for free food at a restaurant. Like you could go in and order like 5 entrees and no one would bat an eye. You can.
Would y'all just order random cheesecakes and just take a bite of it?
Yes. Like I'm fucking Marie Antoinette. Throw this one away. It displeases me. I'm sorry. I would love to. All of you who question me about the Cheesecake Factory, I want you to look me in the eye. And if you can tell me that you wouldn't get free food regardless of where it was.
You'd fuck a guy for Cheesecake Factory.
You'd all do it. Because there's nothing better than free food.
You need to process that.
I know. That goes into a deep psychic part of me.
I get it.
I'd never had free food before. I'd never had free food at a restaurant before.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I'm not talking about like it's a party or whatever.
I don't think I've ever had like free food at a
restaurant. Like when someone signs the check.
Yeah, I've never had that.
And it's like whatever.
No, that's not true. At my brother's place, I would get free foods.
That's not the same. You're related to them. You're not going to fuck them.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
That only happens in gay porn.
Mm-hmm.
So many things only happen in gay porn.
So many.
It's a wonderful world. So we're at she says, so we could do this more. Maybe every 2 weeks. And he goes, nah. And she's like, well, that's just twice a month. He's like, well, okay.
Yeah, because
she's such a piece of shit.
And she says, well, the times we've been happy really have been a lot more than the times we've been unhappy.
That's not true.
I don't think that's true. And Rob says, well, if I say something, if it's in a good spirit, then just roll with the spirit. So it's a way of saying
I hated this.
it does feel like he's saying, you just need to like roll with everything I tell you.
Well, what he
'Cause
says
I'm
is,
never going to be angry or bitter or petty.
I need you to want to have positive energy.
Yeah.
And
that
the thing
feels a little
is,
gaslighty.
what that means is I'm perfect. I'm doing everything right. I need you to at least want to be happy.
It's like super textbook narcissist.
And then
y'all.
she even tries to say, I'll try not to take things personal and you'll try to be less insensitive. And he went, okay. And so that is the minimum that they can do.
That they yeah.
Then we're at the sex shop. You say it was like Cupid something?
It's called Cupid's Closet. I think it's over in Culver City.
That was the spinoff of Veronica's Closet.
Oh boy, the gay porn version. Isn't that that place over there by?
I don't.
I'm gonna look it up.
Honestly,
Here,
I
you
know this
talk
is
about it.
surprising. I don't go to sex shops very often.
No, I buy everything online.
Yeah.
Why do I want to? You can't do it in Ardmore because they'll see you.
Are there that many?
What is the sex place called?
I can't even imagine this.
It's called.
Oh my god! Oh my
is it
god.
what's it? Is it called Kiki's? What is that place called? No, but it is like
We have one in Greenville called Pandora's Box.
Oh, they
because
had
there
the
were
three-
3 X's after
Oh.
it. Pandora's Box.
Oh. Wow, this is more coded, and all the windows were very dark tinted. Because before they didn't have tinted windows, and people complained about it, saying that they're
Why?
driving by and my kid can look in and see that sin
So
palace.
fucking what?
So they had to tint them, so now they're tinted.
God, we're so sex paralyzed in this culture.
Oh, I know. I think we need to be way more sex
It drives
positive.
me up the wall.
It's terrible.
This is what leads to things like sex abuse and rape culture. Is why we're so inhibited.
Or why women in Texas don't have autonomy over
Yeah,
their
exactly.
body.
Exactly. It's all fucking linked.
It is. I knew there's one. I bet you there's one on. Yes, it's on Lincoln Boulevard. There's also one on Brentwood. But yeah, it's over by
Not
Loyola
the Lincoln
Mar-
Boulevard.
Yes, I know it because it was where I went to grad school. It was right by there, but I never went in. I mean,
So-
I've been to like sex shops. I guess not a sex shop, Circus or whatever. That's
Circus
now
of Books?
Chi Chi LaRue things on Santa Monica.
Circus of Books. Yeah.
Because back in the day when we first
I
got,
basically worked at a sex shop.
you did. You worked at
We sold sex toys.
Yeah, what do you mean? You
I sold books and
you
porn.
literally bought popper. You were the buyer of poppers and certain lube.
I'm not here to judge.
No, I know you. But think about it. When we first moved here, I moved to LA in 2003. You moved in 2004. I don't think you could buy a lot of sex stuff online.
You can't. You. I think for certain websites, but you can get a dildo on Amazon now.
Oh yeah. Sometimes same day delivery. I've heard. Anyway,
You just say, "Can you put it in?"
so I have one question for you. I want to test you and see. Is kind of like our commercial. Is Angel Poodle or is Little Devil Poodle going to win out when I ask you this question?
What?
So imagine, but I wish we had an animator to do when I ask you this question.
Christina can figure it out.
So if Angel Poodle and Devil Poodle are sitting on and one is saying, Rob is so gross. Rob is so gross. And then little Devil Poodle says, Rob says he likes to push himself sexually and he's into more and more and more stuff. Would you have sex with Rob?
If he could be silent the whole time.
He probably's into a ball gag.
You know what I'd love to do though? I could see tying him up and just watching his eyes go bigger and bigger. Even then though, I would feel, I don't think I could actually complete a sexual act with him. Mm-hmm. I think it would have to be something where I was just like fucking with him and just leave him tied up. It wouldn't be sexual.
It would be more about dom,
it would be not even that. It would just be me getting even with him.
So your mind didn't go crazy when he said that?
No.
I'm impressed.
You know what? I think he was all talk too. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either.
I do not believe that. I think he's not interested in anything he can't have complete control over. And I think stuff like that, it's all talk. It's like, yeah, I'm more into the entertaining stuff. I think he's a bullshitter here. I don't think
so
he
too.
has been.
They did have sex for the first time in 2 weeks. Y'all, it all goes downhill when I just felt like this was fraudacity. That this woman in the middle of Cupid's closet is going to hit on them.
She's like, you're really hot. You're hot too. Well, if you're into trying new things.
And she kind of does what Poodle does when he's flirting.
I've posed in provocative ways, yes. So I'm going to say this. She's looking at him like that. She's like, what do you think? And y'all remember, I got to say, I understood what his point was.
He was right about this. This is what I was saying. She is self-sabotaging.
She set him up to fail, because if he would have said yes, she would have said, you're going to cheat on me again. And if he would have said no, she would have gone, well,
you know I guess my bisexuality. He was damned if he did.
There was no way to get out of this.
No.
This was a trap.
She completely flew off the handle, and when he was saying, "You're getting mad at me from stepping away from the question," that's unfair. Because also, not I don't want to offend him. At least the way they're promoting this in the show.
I hate defending him for this, by the way.
Look, he just found out that she's bi.
Yeah,
and he's being actually pretty accepting about it. And but
yeah.
She now's got to give him time to adjust to this as well and figure it out. Like, yeah, it was just
I think
ridiculous.
this is fraudacity.
But I felt fraudacity too.
Yeah, y'all, this argument was so stupid too. I'm so glad it happened among the dildos.
I did too.
One thing I thought they were gonna say, what about we give you something to put up your butt? I kept waiting for that.
I think he'd be into it.
I think he would too.
And then you'd be really excited.
Now that I'd be into. It's your wedding day.
Devin and Nick.
I love... Oh, okay. I thought this wedding venue and the wedding set was gorgeous.
I'm going to go on record and say I think this is the most beautiful 90-Day Fiancé wedding we've ever had.
This was lovely.
He looked handsome. Like you said, her mom looked great. Devin looked gorgeous.
They fixed the gold that I did look.
The dress was so cute. Her hair looked great. Her makeup was great.
I loved her little cherry blossom bouquet.
And then when they walked in, and then the trees when they're
loved it.
When I first saw it, I went, it's really white, but with
it was a good mix of culture.
Everybody mended the venue, and then it really showcased the flowers.
Yeah,
prettiest 90 Day
good
Fiancé
mix of
wedding.
his culture and hers.
Yes.
I loved it.
Loved it. Remember the wedding of Ji-hoon and other Devin where she had to do all these things?
Yeah, and it happened in like an hour.
It happened in an hour in like just an office building.
Yeah, and it happened so fast. They had to be out at a certain time. Yeah, that was ugly. And she looked bad.
I loved it. Loved it. Devin is happy with the dress. So, well,
I do love Mom says, he was like, if this dress doesn't turn out right, it's not going to be a happy day for anybody.
It's going to be a happy day. You better have that Dr. Pepper for her on standby.
Bubba, where's my dress?
I love it how they clearly they're not sleeping because they're filming. So the camera crew walk to the bedroom, but still Devin looks at him and goes, "Get up.
Get up. It's time to get married today."
I really like her.
I'm going to miss her not being, mostly because you're right. I just found
her.
I just found her.
I know.
They
were not on the this season on 90 Day at all. So they're done.
I think they're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the dress looks great on her. His handbag looks so cute.
He looked great. He looks very handsome.
And the interesting thing, he's telling his father, she's talking to Kevin.
To Devin's father, Kevin.
Yeah. And
Kevin and of Devin.
Mm-hmm. And says, at the rehearsal, it tickled my heart to hear her say, he got teary. And the dad says, you know what, this makes it much, after all the comments about Piggy and stuff, hearing that makes it easier to accept him into our family.
Y'all, they don't have problems.
I don't think they have problems.
It actually, after meeting his parents and they were so wonderful, it makes me sad that his parents weren't here.
Yeah.
I wish Nick's parents were. I think that would have been beautiful.
So y'all,
And why didn't they come? I think people from. Did you have to have a? I don't know with South Korea. Do you have to have a fiance? Can you not do a travel? I feel like we have good relations with South Korea.
Maybe it was an economic thing.
Well, that's true. It's not cheap.
I don't know. That's a good point.
You would go to your son's wedding.
Well,
But maybe that's not a cultural thing as much there.
and maybe you have to get a travel visa.
I mean, can you imagine if you got married without your mother there? I know you have imagined that very much. You normally wouldn't tell her. But if your mother knew
She
that you were
wasn't
gonna-
there through all the late night hospital weddings, and she was fine with it. But wouldn't want her there.
Good shaper bought me another car. Couldn't go to his wedding. I guess I'll have to just drive this around. Hope this one doesn't die so quick like the others.
Hopefully, all the contracts get signed.
Golly, it's got that bad look like my friend who died on that boat.
Wow, that is one of the worst Southern stories of my family.
That's terrible. Just terrible.
Died on a houseboat, just sailing around. Aunt Bessie. Mm-hmm. And I told you that her life was so worse.
It was terrible
because the man was having her
husband
husband was having an affair with a woman, and her husband doused him full of gasoline and set him on fire.
So anyway,
And then she went to every single parole hearing so he could never get parole.
Is he out now that
I don't think
she
so.
died?
I think he's dead in prison. I think her daughter would do it after.
It lives on. I got it. Anyway, y'all, they're going on a sunset helicopter ride, and I thought you would hate this probably because you don't like heights.
I'm okay with helicopters.
I love this idea. I thought this was really sweet.
It is sweet.
This was a classy wedding. I enjoyed it.
It looked like one of the Duck Dynasty people married them with a long beard.
He was cute.
And I think this was so nice. And he says, the things that kept us together are trust, respect, and love. And the parents really like Nick. And there's this thing at the end with sparklers. I think this wedding was lovely.
It was gorgeous.
I'm so glad that we're ending this episode like this, because this season hasn't had a lot of warm, wonderful moments.
Which we're not gonna. I don't think we have it. I think we're gonna have some funny moments because this season on of seeing Ashley in the car having a panic attack in that crystal crown made me scream like a cockatiel.
Doesn't she look like one of those, like a Madonna?
Save it for her episode.
Yeah,
because that's the show, America.
That crystal crown is so extra. It's just...
We'll talk about it.
She looks like an asshole in it.
I like her.
Come on, really?
We'll talk about it on part two of this episode of 90 Day Fiancé. But until then, y'all, that's the show. You got to wait a day. Unless you're on RG Plus on the video tier, then you get. I don't know if people know that.
Watch it all.
If you're on the $15 video tier, we drop parts 1 and 2 of 90 Day Fiancé at 8.
Because y'all are fucking
at 8. Yes, we drop it right
Fucking
after 90 Day
dick pigs.
Fiancé gets done airing at 11 p.m. Eastern time. So by 8:11 on the West Coast, you get both of our episodes of 90 Day Fiancé.
How about that?
On the video. So, again, I want to apologize to those video people for the Holiday Spectacular. When Jake said he was going to sing Jingle Bells, I did not know he was going to show his balls.
What else would you do?
We're going to have to bring Christina down to supervise the next year's show. All right, everybody. Well, the neighbor just killed someone up there, so we better end it. But we call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places, Poodle?
Yes. And if you've ever denied that you'd do anything for free food, you're a liar. Liar. Yeah, free restaurant food, let's be clear. You're a liar. And you can call us.